really kind of before I start, like our brand guarantee for Toast customers is that 10 to 20% increase in wine sales in 2 months. That's just, if we don't see that uptick, then you get all the money back. And if you'd like to cancel, you can at any time. It's month to month, no contract required. So it's kind of a easy way to kind of get in the system. The 4 ways that we kind of increase the wine sales, that guarantee, is giving staff, obviously you can't be at every location all the time, right? So we want to be the nurse to the doctor or the paralegal to the lawyer, per se. So we're going to do that through resources for your servers and guests where they can see the pairings that you would like them to see, tasting notes, really all the information staff need to make recommendations and guests to make their own decisions. And furthermore, we also take this sync from Toast to create customized training, which that's the most custom part of the product. And you'll see what that looks like here in a second. But we work directly with yourself to design, what do we want to focus on, right? What kind of training do we want? That training can also include beer, cocktails, the rest of your alcohol program. From the get-go with the Toast, the system starts to sync to ours. So all of the wines and menu items will come over into WineView. At this point, there's nothing really required on your end because our team matches up the wines, make sure everything looks nice, pretty set up. We get the staff onboarded. That's about a 3 to 5 day timeline. And during that, you're going to get kind of a training one-on-one with a dedicated rep throughout the process to kind of, show you, here's how this is going to work. Here's how you can edit here, like answer all the technical questions. The 3 parts that I mentioned, kind of the pieces of the product. So that all makes sense on the Toast sync. It's a tap of a button and everything syncs over. And also important to note, anytime there's an update on the Toast point of sale, WineView will update automatically. So you don't have to worry about doing double the work. This is what servers have access to resource-wise, as well as guests, if you want them to have access. By simply tapping on a menu item, they get 3 wines recommended. So that can all be set up in the back end. So if you wanted to push a particular wine over a weekend or a featured wine of the month, you can have that show up first, and that's what staff and guests will see. From the grape varietal style, price by the bottle per glass, and of course, tasting notes. So all of this can be customized. Again, you probably have a specific way you want staff to talk about one of your wines, right? So that's super easy to manage and edit. If you don't want to do that for every wine, we do have a database. So if you are cool with 30% of the wines having this tech sheet information that suppliers give us, you can just let that be, or you can customize all of them. It's as much as you want to customize in the program. All right, so that's the app. And if you saw in that video there is a way to filter by price, red, white, rosé, bottle, glass, all the filtering ways for guests or staff to find wines quickly. This can be accessed on phones, tablets, QR codes can activate it. It's web-based. If something can open a browser, it can open WineView. We do have an app. So if staff are going to have it on their phones or you guys want to have it on a tablet strategically placed, that's easily downloadable and it's very light, very quick. So it's unlimited users. So you could have 1,000 people on it at once, and that's no worries. It's not a user-based model. We've seen QR codes on wine lists. It's just another option for them to have a different way to kind of look at the wines. But yeah, QR code can activate that. And it takes them to a web browser, so they don't have to create an account. They don't have to download an app. It just immediately pulls it up on their phone, it's nice. There's not a lot of friction for them to do it. So that's the app itself. That's one module, right? So that's that all-in-one resource kind of guest-facing component that we have. The next piece I'm going to cover is the training. So again, just to reiterate, this is the most custom part of the product, generally 2 weeks to put together. What that looks like on your end is we get you to fill out an initial 14-question questionnaire, which tells us what's important, right? What do we want to focus on? What's the level of training that you want to go for? Over the span of 2 weeks, we send over drafts to yourself. If you see things that you want to add, change, focus on more, whatever, we can do that. But what it all turns into is a very gamified approach. As you can see, there's like Wordle style formats, there's customer scenarios, just all these different aspects to the training itself. And every result, so since every server has their own account, you'll actually be able to see, who's taking the training, what are trends, who's really showing an interest, like potential promotions. And one cool thing, this is just a suggestion. What we've seen pretty successful is, we do long form tests. It's totally your call, but some places put together like these quick 5 to 10 question quizzes pre-shift. So before they hit the floor, 15 minutes before, it's like, all right, everybody pull up, the quick training. And the person with the highest score at the end of the week gets like a bottle of wine or like an incentive for showing like a lot of initiative. The staff and server facing piece we just covered. This is the training, which is also accessible through that app. So it's kind of an all-in-one. They go to their profile and they see what training modules are available. So there's no extra software to download. It's all included for the staff. Now I'm going to go over kind of the back end. So this is what you would be kind of working on, monitoring, managing for the wine program. So this is what's automatically synced from the Toast system. So going left to right, you have that label image. Again, we have that database, so you don't have to go in here and manually upload each individual image. So that's already done for you. That description goes here. So if you wanted to customize what appears, it's as simple as clicking and typing out the notes. Stock level, so that's based off of the Toast system. So if you 86 a product or you're low on stock and it runs out, it'll immediately remove it from the app. So if you delete it, it's gone. If you run out and you're at 0 stock level, it will also hide it from the app. So staff and guests won't keep seeing it and trying to order something that you don't have. And then bottle price, of course, that's pulled from your Toast point of sale. By the glass, yes or no, that's indicated. And then the glass price. And that's how they filter. Of course, if you want to go in here and do something really quick, let's just say you had last minute, didn't have a chance to delete it from Toast or whatever the case is, to delete a wine, click this trash can icon and it's gone immediately from the app and everything. Menu, so this is just kind of where the menu items live. This is just kind of where we get that data for when they're clicking on a menu item. As we saw in this video, that's where we get that data, just so it's listed out. And then this is kind of probably the most used section, other than the managed staff, of course, but managing the pairing. So let's say, I'm sure you have an idea of 3 wines you would recommend with every one of the menu items. So you would go in here, select that menu item. Let's do calamari. Then you would just kind of type in that. I'm going to pull up all the wines that are available at that particular location. So then you would click. And now this wine is going to show up first when a server or guest clicks on calamari. And the managed staff, that's pretty self-explanatory. Add, remove. They get a text message. They sign in with their mobile number. There's no password, so there's no issue of forgetting passwords. And of course, the QR code, that's how guests access the application on the wine list or however you want them to interact with that. And that, in a nutshell, is the WineView product.